would you like to have a brother or a sister? And I was like, no.
I didn't hate you back then because, you were not there. So I didn't have a reason to hate you.
You will maybe hear what your siblings are thinking about you.
You had a life before me. I never had a life before you.
I belong to her, and she belongs to me.
Hello, my name is Luminica,
And my name is Angelica.
and welcome to Post-Soviet Sisters podcast.
Here you are going to listen to our sister talk. And today's topic is about sister relationship. We are sisters. We have almost 9 years apart. We are almost 9 years apart. And we grew up together until I was 18 and you were 10, 9?
No, I think I was almost 11.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I was 19.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we lived apart. I was living in Austria. We're still living in Moldova. And so I missed this 11 to 18 part of your life. And that's what I would like to talk about. I don't know if you have sisters, brothers, siblings. But I think this is so important to talk about because we have a very beautiful relationship, which I hope so.
Now, we have a very beautiful relationship now.
Well, it was beautiful. So that's why we're talking today about this, because you will maybe hear what your siblings are thinking about you and what did they think about you. And maybe after this episode, you're going to them or phone them or call them, or if you're living at the same place, maybe ask them what was their impression about you, or tell them what was your impression about them.
Yeah, I think in a lot of younger siblings, because we are just two of us, and the younger siblings have always, and then just the two of us. Younger siblings have always a very different point of view, or they see their older siblings different because you are, like when you were born, there was just you, and then I was born, and it was, like you had a life before me. I never had a life before you. You know what I mean? Like I was.
will have a life after you.
Maybe not. We will dine it on the same day.
Oh, I'd have never told you this. Oh.
I will cry. Let's not start the podcast with tears. But I think
I just realized you will really have a life after me. Wow.
maybe not. Wait. But I think I would like to start to make the picture clear, not with the 11, but from the beginning of the beginnings, because I have a relationship with you since I was born,
By the way, I would like to find out how was the reaction of you. Maybe you can tell us your short story, long. How did you find out that you are going to have a brother or a sister, and what was your reaction? Because my reaction was that, like, my mom, I think she was already pregnant. I'm pretty much sure. She took me like on her
lap.
and she asked me like, "Oh, this is so cute." I said, "Would you like to have a brother or a sister?" And I was like, "No." But really, at the same second, no. And she's like, "But this is so cute. We'll have somebody to play with." And I was like, "No, I don't. I'm okay. I'm very happy like this. I don't need anybody. Please don't do it. Don't do it. No, 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 no." And I can imagine.
And it's so funny because a lot of
felt.
kids say like, "Oh, mommy, I want a sister or a brother."
No. It was, in my case, it was a firm no.
Yeah, but I think she was pregnant because when you were telling me this story some time ago, you were like, "Yeah, you were saying no," and our mom would tell you back like, well, too late. You're
going to have a sister or brother." Yes. At the end of the discussion, she told me, "Okay, anyways, you are going to have a brother or a sister." So I was like,
but I think our relationship started at the moment I was born, because you are not really happy. Like, tell them the story that you wanted to leave me in the hospital.
yeah, this is why I tell you, maybe I'm the only one, so I don't feel so bad. Maybe you have some similar experience, please. I didn't want to. Well, just imagine you wake up in the morning and your dad tells you, okay, we have to go to the hospital because ta-da, your sister is going to be there. And I went to the hospital after school. I was tired. I was pissed off that my dad made a like a ponytail here, like blondie. So everybody at school knew something is going wrong today. And then we went to the hospital, and of course, you will not understand what I'm talking about right now. But in back then in Moldova, you were not allowed as a family to go into the room where mom and child were hosted. They came downstairs on the first floor, and there was like a very tiny, very little window.
I think mothers now in Corona time understand it.
Yes. Yes, unfortunately, sorry, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And mom just made like, I was like, Mom, hi. And she's like, and she showed me to you and you to me. And I was like, oh, she's so dark. She's a gypsy. She's a gypsy. And then she started crying. I don't know if it's true or not, but when I was small, people said that when an animal like a dog or has that dark at this part, this one, then this dog is a bad one, is an aggressive one.
You mean the upper part of the mouth,
Yes,
for those that don't are not that lucky to see what you're showing.
No, it's a very aggressive animal. So I told my parents, listen, she's dark like a gypsy. She has a dark upper part of the mouth. She's going to be aggressive. Can we leave her here, please? And just skip this part of the story and to let us pretend nothing happened.
And this is how I was welcomed to the world by my my sister. Well, I understand because you were old enough, you already had your life in a way. Because you were 8, almost 9. You had
They were really trying to make me familiar with the belly of mom, and look how cute. And they were like 9 months trying, but
but although I was welcomed so warmly by my beloved sister to the world, I realized something not so long ago, that when I was small, you were my benchmark. You were the idol. You were, because with parents,
da-da-da-da-dum,
you have it
da-da-da-dum.
with your parents. They're your parents. They are parents. And with siblings, I think you have completely different relationships because they're not so much authority like your parents. Obviously, because you're not a parent. You don't have to listen to them. Um, and
Sorry,
yeah,
what?
and because you were older, for me, you were already, grown up. When I was 3,
Yeah, okay. The difference is almost 10 years.
yeah, when I was
9 years.
when I was 3 or 4, you were 12 or 13, like you were grown up, you were wearing grown up clothes, not like baby clothes like me. And I think, and this is what I realized not so long time ago, I think this idea of you being the benchmark stayed in my life ever since. Like, even if I was not aware of that, but I was always trying to be at least as good as you. And not in a competitive way, like, oh, we'll be better than her, but in like,
But we never had this feeling. I don't know how our parents did that. We never had this competitive feeling between us. Really, never, like never, ever. And if you have siblings, smaller ones, then please be aware that you might be a benchmark for them. So
yeah.
take care what you say, what you do. Maybe don't hurt them as I
No,
did
but
sometimes. But yeah.
But this is what I've heard from my fiance. He has a younger brother, and the difference is not that big. But even he said that his younger brother was looking at him as like a hero or a benchmark when they were very little. And I think that's normal because you are, as a sibling, the closest to like age wise to me. Well, you were the closest age wise to me. I remember so clearly. There was one moment, and this is crazy because I remember it very vividly.
She remembers a lot of things
yeah.
very vividly.
Yes.
Sometimes I wish she would.
I have great memory. And I remember that was one time when my sister was going on walks with her friends in the evening. I was not allowed to because I was a baby, of course.
I but you know the thing that is that I didn't have a lot of walks in the evening with my friends because I didn't have a lot of friends.
No, but you
Because
had
I
this.
was always in school dancing, English courses, something. I was always doing something. So how can you remember this little small
Be-
one time?
Because I remember that I was allowed to go with her. For the very first time, I was allowed to go when it was dark outside with my sister outside. And I remember it was like the best day of my life, the best feeling of my life. I can go with my sister outside. And I asked you what you were going to wear. And you're like, I don't know. I will decide. And you're like, no, but please tell me. And you're like, and I was like, will you wear pants or skirt? And like, be pants. And I will go and grab pants. And then I saw that you took a skirt. And I went and I took because I wanted to look like you, like I was really modeling what you were
Mhm,
doing.
mhm.
Because again, you were the benchmark. You were like, the
Maybe it
poster.
was not the benchmark. If you are sincere right now, maybe you wanted to be as grown up as I am, and that's why you try to
Both.
wear a skirt in order not to be this little small girl, but to be like a part of the group.
Both. I think it's both. It's looking more grown up, but also looking like you, because like my sister. And for me, it
I
was
belong to her, and she belongs to me.
yeah, like for me, it was um I think it's also with parents, and this is what I realized not so long time ago again, that parents are also people and human beings. For me, like parents, they know everything and they can everything, and they are like they have everything. And for me, it was very weird when they moved to Austria to see them that they can like they don't know something or they are not able to do something. For me, it was really a moment when I was like my world was shaking. And
And you, the age where like you understood some more things than you did before. So it
yeah,
was
of
the
course.
age plus that they moved.
Yeah, and it was similar with you back then, like you knew everything, you could do everything, like you were, the power. And but yeah, I think that's the common thread through all the years, but because of the age and because of the hormones and teenage time, I showed
She was an emo, please. She was an emo. It
yes,
was like,
yes, yes.
what?
Yes, 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 that was me. That were so were the times, the 2010s. That were the
I have to
times.
say, you've listened to Tokyo Hotel, right?
Yes, but I didn't understand German. And fun fact, I remember.
They were not so bad at that time. I didn't hear them at all, not a single song. And I thought, what the fuck is she listening to? And then when I was grown up and I've heard somewhere one song of them, it's not so bad, actually.
It's so funny because we listened to Tokyo Hotel because it was, like aggressive and screaming and whatever, because, damaged teenagers, whatever. But there was a girl that started to learn German to understand the lyrics. Because if you don't know, if you were not from 2010s, Tokyo Hotel is a rock band, a German rock band, or was a German rock band. And a girl started to learn German to understand the lyrics. And we all collectively thought like, "Oh, she's so stupid. Who needs German? Like, why would you learn German?"
At the moment, we are living in Austria. She's living in Austria, and I'm living in the German part of Switzerland.
Yes.
It's not a German there, I have to say. I have to mention it. It's not really German, but people will understand you if you need something.
But it's so funny how life turns like, there is English and
You
French
know,
in school. Like, who needs German?
you know that my story. You know it.
Yeah.
We have a neighbor, and she studied at school German, and in another school she went to another school, and in our school we were taught English and French. Well, Russian was taught as well, but for me it's a mother language, so I don't count it as a foreign language. And when we've met somewhere near the house, I've always told her, "What for do you need German? Like there's so small, there are so little countries on this world who speak German, and German is like Second World War. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what for do we need German? Like look at me, I'm studying English and French. These are like international world languages, and I'm cool. I'm cool. So we ended up, I'm living in Austria and then in Switzerland, and she lives, I'm at in England,
In Great Britain, yeah.
in Great Britain. So, ta-da! Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, like a side note, if you have the opportunity to learn a language, any language, just learn it. You never know. You never know
Yeah.
when you need it. But yeah, I think this idealization of the older siblings, it oftentimes, again, depends on the hormones and times. You show it in different ways. And it'd be from admiration to hate, like complete
What?
hate.
Did you hate me?
The thing is, I didn't hate you at the moment when I had to hate you. Because
What?
when I was 14, when I was 14, I hated everyone. Because, like nobody understood me. I was a poor soul lost in the ocean
I
of.
bought you your first
No, no, no.
bras.
Yeah,
Sorry. How can you hate
no,
me?
that's the thing. I didn't hate you back then because, you were not there. So I didn't have a reason to hate you. And when you're coming to Moldova, you were bringing stuff. And, for me, it was a celebration when you came to visit us.
Mhm.
And back then, we didn't have FaceTime and communication was way different. We had Skype and we were with Skype from computer and we had to buy a camera. So, like communication was not like now so easy.
Mhm.
And that's why we didn't talk so much.
But even when communication was getting easier and easier, we had a time when we didn't talk to each other.
No, and it was not because.
And I remember once you told me, listen, we're sisters, but we never talk. And I was like feeling so bad that day. Do you remember this?
Yeah, because I was, growing and I saw others talking to their siblings about, first kiss, first that, first touch,
First kiss, first that.
first that. And because you're not there and, I knew that you had your troubles and your problems, I didn't feel like I could just call you because you have your own life. Why would I bother you with there is this guy that I like. What should I do? You know what I mean? So I didn't hate you back then because there was no reason to hate you. I loved you very much. But
You was not there.
you were not there. I think the problems in the paradise started when I moved to Austria because
She
we
always remembers me about this story.
no, not this story. It's just this period of
Period.
time. But that's important because I think we didn't see each other, like we didn't live with each other for such a long time. And then you had an idea of me and I had an idea of you and I had an idea of myself, but these ideas were not really together very
Up to
much.
date.
Yeah.
Not up to date.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah.
They were not together. They were not up to date. Like, when I moved from Moldova away, I was 19 and I was like, now we live all together. Our parents, us, if you can say so. At least in the same countries
Yeah.
nearby. But back then, I remember my parents. There were 10 years that our parents lived in Moldova, and I was living in Austria. And I remember them in some situations still treating me like I was almost 30, and they were treating me like I was 19 because in some situation it stopped. The time stopped there.
Yeah, it
So it
froze.
was not
Yeah.
up to date anymore. It's not good. It's not bad, but it's like.
And I think it was the same case with us because I was.
If you're away from your families and if you go there and they do strange things, don't be sad about this. Just understand that this happens not only to you, and this has an explanation, anyways.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that was the case also for us. You were seeing, I guess, me a little bit from the older sister to the younger sister. I was 19, I was moving to different countries. So I was, grasping my freedom and I was growing up. And then we had a lot of clashes in there because there was just misunderstandings, a lot of misunderstandings. And one thing, I think a lot of, like, I'm almost sure that all siblings have this period of time. I think they have it earlier. That's like just way earlier.
But I don't. I honestly, I don't think it was like a big crash and a big how can I say Grand Canyon between us during this time as well. It was a small Grand
Small Grand Canyon.
small canyon,
But
not
even
a
then,
Grand Canyon.
it was not hate. It was just
Yes.
more of like,
Well, for me, everything was going fine. I was just trying to, like, when she came, she was really trying her freedom, and she's like, I don't know if you know this toy when you roll it and like a ball, and when it reaches the wall, it like this, and then it's like falling down. And this was her, like she was like, and I tried to put her together, like keep staying together, please, because she was trying this and that and this kind of acquaintances and this kind of, I don't know. It was like I was trying, and I was feeling responsible because you came to Austria, and like our parents were still in Moldova at that time, and I felt responsible. But I told you, listen, you have to be honest as well at this point. I told you I'm not going to be a parent. I want to still stay your sister. I don't want, because it was like I was trying to keep her.
yeah, but
Yeah.
from my perspective, I definitely get your perspective now. But back then, for me, it was like I escaped parents, and now there's her that is trying to control my life in a way. So yeah, again, I always say that every single situation has at least 2 points, and they are both equally right. They're both equally true. They're just different. So the
Yeah.
same situation, you had your view, which is right, and I had my view, which was right for me back then.
Luckily, we are developing, and things are getting better. It would be worse if we would still be there.
Yeah.
Like, have to
I think there are
move on.
two things that definitely helped were, first of all, our parents. Our parents always, they didn't force us to love each other, but they were
They
always,
always us to love each other.
they
did.
they are parents that they are very, like, they look at their children, and our parents are actually very freedom giving, so they are not forcing us to do anything else, but they're always telling, like, you are sisters, you are sisters, you are sisters, you have to love each other, you are sisters, you have to be
So they
together.
forced us.
You are sisters, and at the end of the day, when we are not here, you're the only two souls connected to each other, and whatever
By
happens,
blood
yes,
in your veins.
in your veins. But that was one factor that was sometimes annoying, because, like, why should, like, what do I have to?
For me, it was not annoying.
And for me, it was a little bit, because again, but that's the point. Because for me, there were three adults above me,
Mm.
and for me, it was, like,
There are still 3 adults above you.
yeah, but still, like, back then there were like three forces pressuring, saying the same thing,
They're
and
still pressuring.
even if it's, but but even if sometimes it's right, I would just say no, because
Because
you all insist on it.
because all of you, yes, I am no.
Yes, yes. But that was the first factor, because we had to meet each other. At least be in the same room. And this helps a lot, because I think when you have conflicts and you just are away physically,
Apart, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
this gap grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And because we had to interact with each other, we had to at least sit at the same table. We talked, we, somehow interacted with each other.
But beginning with you moving to Austria, I think we built our own relationship without our parents. Maybe it is already, like something what is already rolling,
Yeah.
so we didn't start to roll, so we are rolling already.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something like this, but I think we've built our own relationship not so long ago.
But I think the second part that was very important was acknowledging each other's personality, and being like, okay, you are like this, I'm like this, and a lot of talking, a lot of, okay.
Well, it's a lot of work for an older sibling, I have to say, at this point, because you have to acknowledge and accept that you're like this. Okay, this is strange. This is good. This is very good. This is, like, it was a lot of work for me to understand and to accept. Okay, this is the way she is. At some point, I've always told you the truth. At some of our discussion, I've told you when it was really bad. I've told you at that time, listen, I will never tell you you're swimming in in milk if you're swimming in shit, So and this is important as well. You have to maybe be more intelligent and to build the sentence in a special way. At that moment, I was not that intelligent, so I was like telling everything straight as it is, blah blah blah. And me, I'm sure some things did hurt you, but I've never lied to you. I've never told you no. Okay, I will like it. Everything.
But I think from me, it took time to realize that not everything you're telling me this is an order. So just because you told me something, it doesn't mean that I have to do it. Because for a long time, it felt like it. It felt like do this. Like maybe it was a piece of advice from you, but it felt like an order. Like you have to do this. And from my side, I think a lot of younger siblings have this problem. If you still have it, um, try to maybe look at it from a different point of view. And just because your sibling told you this, I'm sure that came from a place of love and not, like, oh, authority. And you have to do this because I'm your older sibling. And it's important for a younger sibling to understand that.
Maybe not everyone is like this.
Maybe, but I guess if the
Sorry.
no, but I see it also in other sibling conflicts because there are many sibling conflicts. Because with siblings they're like your friends, but you cannot really choose them. So it's not, but it is like this. That's why siblings have often conflicts because yeah, you're stuck with this person more or less. And yeah, you can either do the best out of it and learn to love each other, or you can,
Okay, we have to say we have a lot of not a lot, some examples of siblings who are not talking to each other.
I know many of them. At least at least at some point they were having this, very harsh relationships.
But this includes
But it's also
siblings'
part.
work. This includes parents' work. This
Yeah, of
includes,
course.
it's important that at some point when there is conflict, that everybody is trying to pull the things together, not some of you, like only acting like this, but
Yeah.
really trying to pull things together, not only telling your parents, I'm trying, but this second one is stupid. No, you
And a
have
lot of
to.
personal work. Like you have to work on yourself and see, okay, we have a conflict. It's not only her fault or their
I know.
fault.
Listen, we talked a lot right now, and at this second, I really, this thought came to me that maybe we just love each other, like really love, really. I don't know, because we don't have other siblings, but maybe there is not always this siblings love.
I think all siblings. I think siblings love is a combination of unconditional love that we were born with and learning to love each other. Because again, you're two entities, and you can with a sister you cannot just with a friend you can say, okay, I'll not talk to you anymore, and you done just it's done. With a sibling you can just not erase a person from your life.
You can. I know someone
Yeah, but like
raised.
rarely, or at least at a younger age.
And sometimes I have to say this. Sorry, this is very, very, maybe very. Some of you will not agree with this, but I came to the point when I say maybe sometimes it's really better to erase even a sibling out of your life if it's a very cliche word, if it's a toxic person in your life. Please forgive me my cliche, but sometimes it's maybe better. Maybe you don't have to erase this person for always, but at least for a point when it's really like hurting you and doing you only like only like only bad.
Harm, yeah. But
But we love each other.
yeah.
So at this very optimistic point, we would love to thank you for listening and for watching. And please take care about your actions, and please take the time and talk to each other. No matter if it is to your siblings or to your parents, or because I know a lot of examples as well who um, are old already and tell, listen, I'm so sorry. I've lost these 5 years or these 10
Mhm.
years or these 2 years. We didn't talk to each other. And in one way, that 10 years, what we didn't live together, I'm always crying when I'm telling this, but I've missed your teenage time, So I'm so sorry I didn't see you growing up. And well, I'm happy that we are right now together. So I can see you as you're engaged and as you will get married. I'm very happy about this. But she didn't really includes me in her wedding planning. So
Because there are no wedding plannings yet, so
hmm
don't worry.
hmm
We will be more than happy to read your stories of your siblings.
hmm
If you had clashes and you are now
or maybe
born
you have
like a phallic,
questions. Yes.
or like a phallic phoenix. If you were born like a phoenix out of these clashes, or if you have any questions, if you're now in a like a difficult period of time with your siblings, and maybe you have some questions, we will also be more than happy to answer.
Yeah.
You can reach us out either in the comments on YouTube or on our social medias. Like everything will be linked in the description. Really, don't hesitate to
This is the purpose of this podcast, so that you have this,
safe
this.
space.
Yes, like we there are a lot of interests and there are a lot of things going out there online, but we thought nobody is having this, like this sister feeling. Everybody is
Official and
not official, but everybody is an expert. Everybody is trying to like know, but maybe somebody. Yeah, I'm sorry, but some people are better marketers or marketing persons as they are in this specific field,
yeah.
which is not bad. But this is the purpose of this podcast. We thought maybe some of you have questions about and would like to talk like with siblings and they don't have the possibility. Maybe we will push you throughout this podcast to talk to your sibling, to start talking to your sibling, the purpose. You can see that siblings can talk like this.
Yeah.
They fight sometimes, but they
You can go through
basically
it.
love
Yeah.
each other a lot. So yeah,
So yeah, we will be more than happy.
have fun while talking to your siblings and let us know.
How it went.
Yeah.
Bye bye.